instructors, welcome to Ensightful. My name is Stella, and in this video I'll be going over what your group projects could look like with Ensightful. The first step of the process is setting up your course and your student teams. Without further ado, let's get started. If this is your first time logging into Ensightful, your course dashboard won't have any content. To set up your course, click the purple plus icon and enter a few details about your course. Click Next once you're done. If you would like any co-instructors or teaching assistants to participate in your course, input their email addresses in the box to send them an invitation. Otherwise, click Skip to move on to the next step. The next step is to invite students to the course. You can do this by manually entering students' email addresses in the field or uploading a CSV file to streamline the process. You can skip this step for the time being, but you can also invite students to the course after the course setup process is complete. Next, give the project a name, then choose a start and end date. If you've already built your teams outside of Ensightful, you can upload your teams via CSV file. If you want to build teams on Ensightful, there are three main ways to create teams. Teams can be formed completely at random, manually created, or generated based on criteria. Manual team creation also allows you to build teams by yourself, but for now, let's skip this. Before clicking the Submit button, review the course and make sure all of the information you have entered is accurate. You will arrive at the group overview page once you have completed all of your course information. Remember that we bypassed forming teams and inviting students earlier, which explains why the group overview page is blank. To access the Teams page, click the Members tab. If you haven't already, you can use this to invite students and instructors to the course. Once again, students and instructors can be invited by entering their email addresses in the box provided or by uploading a CSV file for students. You can start assembling teams once the students have been invited to the course. Ensightful will handle invitation emails and account creation for students, so you don't have to. Select the Teams tab and click the Create from Scratch button. Again, there are three ways to create teams. If you want to form teams based on a specific set of criteria, you can choose to divide students into a given number of groups or a defined number of students per group. The criteria on which you want the teams to be determined can then be customized. Time zone, country, pronouns, and English proficiency are the criteria by default. However, you can add your own by clicking Add New Criterion at the bottom. Give this criterion a name and decide on its importance level. This will make it possible for the algorithm to choose which criteria to give priority when creating groups. Determine the criteria for the question you want students to answer before you write it. Decide if you want students who have the same response to be placed in the same group or a different group before moving on. After confirming all the criteria, a questionnaire will be sent out to the students for them to complete. Once most, if not all students have completed the questionnaire, you can initiate the algorithm by generating your teams. Next in the group project process is project management, which is often neglected by students. With Ensightful, students learn simple project management while instructors can create apples-to-apple comparisons of teams with project milestones and task templates. Milestones are the products that students are creating or artifacts that they are handing in to be graded. Tasks are the actions necessary in order to complete parts of the milestone. Using task templates, you can quickly build a collection of tasks for your students and publish them to all of the teams. You can also specify tasks to be published to particular teams in situations when teams are working on different projects. If your students are not yet proficient in breaking down their projects into tasks, you can use task templates to create examples of what good project management looks like. To create a task template, simply click Add Task and enter the relevant details. Once you're done, you can publish the task immediately, save it as a draft, or schedule it to post at a later time. Next are project milestones. Project milestones are deliverables that instructors can assign to every team to be completed by a certain deadline. To begin, click on Create Milestone and complete all the fields. Once you're done, you can publish the milestone immediately, save it as a draft, or schedule it to post at a later time. Task template creation is similar to project milestone creation. However, it's important to note that in order for templates and milestones to be generated on the student's side, teams need to be created first. Finally, in the last step of the group project process, we have peer evaluations, synonymous with group projects. To set up your peer evaluations, click on Create Evaluation. Name your peer evaluation, then decide on the format you want to utilize. In zero-sum game, students are given 100 points and must distribute those points among their team members based on their efforts. The total number of points distributed cannot be greater than 100. On the other hand, a rubric format outlines the expectations of assignments by listing the criteria and ratings to satisfy each one. Students will be notified via email that evaluations are now accessible once the peer evaluation has been published. And that's just a simple look at how group projects are different with Ensightful. From group formation to project management and peer evaluation, we automate your busy work so you can focus on what matters most, which is teaching. Please give this tutorial a thumbs up if you found it helpful and leave a comment if you have any questions. Thanks for watching!